Hey everyone, this is Dave with Digital Foundry here, taking a look at the latest LEGO game on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Now this is a demo of LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens, which is in fact the first Star Wars title in this series to appear on these consoles. And we were interested to find out exactly what, if anything, has changed compared to the last couple of LEGO games. On the face of it, there's not much difference. The game targets a 30 frames per second update and prioritises graphical quality instead of peak frame rates, and this means we get all the familiar advanced rendering effects we saw in previous titles, such as physically based rendering for realistic looking materials and surfaces, motion blur, depth of field, and a barrage of other effects, including plenty of physics based destruction. However, there is one element that is slightly different, and that's the resolution. On PlayStation 4, The Hobbit and the LEGO Movie both operate at 1920 by 1280 with a vertical downsample in place, whereas the Xbox One versions run at a straight 1080p. With The Force Awakens, this is no longer the case, and the game runs at native 1080p on both consoles. Beyond that, the setup in other areas is very similar. Both platforms have identical image quality, with the only real difference between them being performance. 30 frames per second is the target here, and in less demanding scenes both consoles stick to it very closely. However, there are distinct areas where we see both consoles falling short of that target. Combat from the third person, behind the shoulder perspective is something of an issue on Xbox One. In this case we see the appearance of screen tearing and drops down to the mid-20s. Gameplay is not ideal here, and even though the LEGO games don't rely on responsive, crisp controls, you can definitely feel the extra lag here. PlayStation 4 though, the issue is slightly different. Physics-based destruction tends to see smaller drops in frame rate along with some tearing. While this is visible on screen, it's not quite as distracting as some of the larger drops on Xbox One. However, beyond that, the game seems to be holding up nicely. Aerial combat sequences play out smoothly even when there's plenty of particle effects and action happening on screen, and general platforming appears to be pretty solid too. It's worth bearing in mind though that this is just a demo and may not be representative of final code, but that's basically how the game is shaping up so far, with PlayStation 4 perhaps offering a slightly more refined experience overall. Anyway, that's everything covered. Don't forget to give us a like or subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.